I edited my CV more than 20 times. Initially it started as a document that I'm Alex, I love writing code, and that's basically it. Then it went through the phase when I just copied different templates in the internet and created multiple pages for my CV by placing different skills and not really needed information. Now I have a simple document, just one simple page that describes everything that I have during my experience, all the skills, all the companies, what is needed and what is proven by business result. I changed the structure, title, description, experience, and it helped me to place everything into one simple page of my CV. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's take a look at my previous CV, my actual CV, and let's actually discuss what information should be placed in CV, what to avoid, and how to create a perfect CV. And let's start with one simple question. Why should we need to create a CV? In IT world, CV is our face. Recruiters or interviewers first of all take a look at our CV and only then invite us to specific interview rounds and basically have discussion with us. So this document nowadays should be focused to place only actual needed information, specifically to present us as a great engineer or even just great professional. CV in 2026 should include your title, summary of your work, your experience and also your skill set, and additionally your contacts and maybe some examples of your work, or at least link to them. If you place enough attention and enough effort to your CV, it will look much better comparing to your competitors that also want to join specific companies to specific role that also you apply to. So let's take a look at the basic structure of CV and let's understand what should we focus on and what should we avoid. So initially we start with the title, basically our first name, last name and also our title, software engineer or maybe front-end engineer, depending on your technology and your technical stack. What is important here is that different companies, they look for specific specialists, but specific roles are named differently in every company. For example, if we take a look on front-end engineering, in general it can be named as software engineer, for example in Google, or engineers are software engineers, even front-end focused. However, if you take a look on another FAANG company, it can be UI engineer, for example at Netflix. So technically they both about front-end, but they name just differently. And why this is important? Because nowadays our CV automatically reviewed. It depends on specific information in your CV, including title. It can be ranked worse in case if your CV is not prepared for a specific company. That's why the most universal approach here is to always include the title software engineer. Sometimes you want to use front-end engineer or maybe UI engineer, but you always can create a separated copy, a separated version of your CV to apply to specific company, just to use their name of role in your CV, just to avoid the issue with automation reviewing. Next session is contacts. And here I would recommend to include basic contact information, your email, your contact number and also some actual links. It can be links to your LinkedIn profile and your GitHub. What is the most important here is that you always have to include only actual links to your profiles. If links are broken or your GitHub is just simply empty, it creates bad impression about you in eyes of your interviewers. So please pay attention to it and don't overcomplicate this section. Another part of your CV is summary about you. So usually we include something like I am software engineer with some years of experience working on this, working on that. And here we have huge space for improvements. This section should consist only a few sentences, but as a result it should be summary of your whole experience. How many years of experience you have, in which companies you worked, also with which technologies and on which technical task. But try to keep it simple. You'll have a dedicated list of your experience and your companies down below in your CV. So the summary just simply describe your experience, where you work, which technology you used, but not overcomplicated. Next section is skills. And usually it's very important section because here you include all technologies and all those buzzwords that you want to include to your CV, would read those technologies and actually understand that you worked with React, with backend, with frontend and also with all fancy technologies. The rule for this section is quite similar to others. Try to put only skills that are relevant for you. Don't put skills that you just read in the internet or passed simply course. Ideally it should be something that you have experience experience in production, in your current company or maybe in past companies. It should reflect current trend of IT programming. For example, if you're talking about front-end, it should include React, for example, some micro front-ends, also different architectural approaches in front-end. Another and most important section is experience and also achievements. And it's not only about companies where you work, it's also about progress in these companies, your different achievements, your projects. And here you have the most efficient space to provide as much more context about your experience as you can. But try to use following structure. Initially you start your achievement with what you did. Also you provide context of project where you did it. And what is the most important for this action, you should provide also business result. Which business core metrics did you improve? Maybe it can be test coverage in the product, maybe it can be increase of development speed. Ideally, you should include not only your achievements and your actions, but also confirmed business metrics or maybe confirmed results. And the final section is education. Here you can provide a short list of your education, where you studied, but frankly speaking, at least in Europe, no one cares and no one checks it. Now let's talk about common mistakes that people usually do while creating or editing own CV. So the most popular mistake is to include huge number of different technologies, even if you didn't work with it, 30 or 50 technologies. First of all, it's hard to read them all, because they overblow your CV with non-actual information. And secondly, it might look suspicious, because based on those technologies, recruiters or interviewers, they're going to ask, provide me example with experience of this specific technology, and you have to be prepared to provide this example. Also, common mistake in experience is to provide description of your role, responsibilities, without proven impact. So again, keep the structure of providing actions, project context, and also business, and not only business but impact of your work. Because just responsibilities without result will not impress anyone and will not provide good impression about you in eyes of your interviewers or recruiters. Also, one very important mistake that people do is to create some fancy designs, but in general to overcomplicate by design your CV, making it unreadable. So all these different colors, icons, multiple columns, it all makes your CV hard readable, and when recruiter initially scans the CV, they can just notice that this CV is hardly readable and they can simply skip it. So even if you are creative, try to keep the simple design. Just one simple column, only black and white color, nothing really exotic. And also one small but important section of common mistakes is to provide outdated links, have inconsistency between your CV, your LinkedIn, your GitHub profile. So you have to focus to provide consistency with all of your platforms, and also pay attention to your contacts. They all have to be actual, otherwise just simply don't include them. Now let's talk about the most complicated issue nowadays in IT and CVs, ATS. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, and it's the system that companies use to handle many different CVs. For one specific role, it can rank CVs by scanning them and trying to find some keywords that correspond to opening role. Nowadays they can use AI to do the same thing, but as a result, many CVs are filtered out, and if we don't pay attention too much to our CV, the system can simply skip us. I experienced many times when application tracking system immediately scanned my CV and then rejected me automatically. And this is something that we have to learn how to live with it. And here we have two options. First of all, we can try to bypass this ATS, because ATS scans CVs only when we apply to specific position, but when recruiter texts to us, ATS is not actual anymore. So you can try to find specific recruiters to specific roles, to companies, and try to ping them in advance. And in this case you avoid applying immediately on the website, but you try to apply with specific recruiter that represents the same company. And the second way is try to beat this ATS. And it's all about creating a CV specifically for this company, specifically for this role, trying to make your ATS rank your CV as higher as possible. And it's all about CV optimization, placing different keywords of technologies and trying to find the key to our ATS system. And this raises one interesting question: shall we use AI while working on creating CV? And the answer is basically yes, you can use AI. However, you have to balance between using it, basically applying different suggestions, but review your CV manually and making sure that after your approval everything is confirmed. Because if we ask AI, even the strongest model, to create CV for us for a specific role, it will start immediately thinking up some non-existing things. that you have huge experience in this field and also in others, that you are master of different technologies, because AI tries to complete our goal, and our goal and basically our command is to prepare CV for specific role. So AI in this case is bad because it can invent different numbers, present team achievements as our own, and also many different things. So we have to keep AI into control and make it really useful. And where AI is useful in this area is in following. So AI is useful for checking grammar, also for finding repetitive information, also about rephrasing some things, making some sentences shorter. So eventually we have to balance using AI to make it most efficient as possible, but not overcomplicate our CV. And now let's take a look at my past CVs and let's understand what to focus on and what I would do differently nowadays. And yes, everything is correct, this CV initially in Russian. And this is the most obvious mistake. Don't try to create your CV if you work in Europe in your local language. English in CV is must, but since it was my very first resume, this is how it looked. My next CV was in English, and this is already a success. So here, initially I have my first name and last name, and also the title, front-end developer. Nowadays I would change it to something like software engineer or at least front-end engineer. I don't really recognize naming developer in this specific case. For the contact section it looks overcomplicated. Here we have only 2 links, but they occupy a huge amount of space in our CV. So this is something that requires optimization. As for the summary, I don't have really a summary consisting of multiple sentences. Here I have only bullet points. For example, 1.5 years in software engineering, also solid experience in using JavaScript, HTML and other things. And even back in time it looks more or less fine. However, placing strong knowledge of OOP and JS patterns, in my opinion, not really efficient. And also, even then, back in time, in 2017, Figma didn't exist, so we used Photoshop, and that's fine to place it. However, placing here Adobe Illustrator also looks like excess information. Also, basic knowledge of C#, PHP and TypeScript, probably not really efficient as well. However, here we have a section with technical skills. Here we have languages, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL and so on, and also different technologies, ECMAScript 6, Ajax, JSON, Node.js, others. Nowadays I wouldn't place DOM and also filter out different other technologies, but in general it looks more or less okay. The only thing here is that we don't really need to include software that we use. Jira, Slack, WebStorm and other IDEs, this is not really important. For the second page I included freelance initially, and then second section is my voluntary job. So positioning here is not really efficient. Basically working job is freelance and that should be my first official office job, Smetter Associates. So here I would exclude or even place somewhere in the bottom this specific block. And the education section here is simple. As a result, we have 2 pages of CV that ideally should be optimized to one simple page, because we can exclude huge amount of information such as software. Also we have here not really good positioning, because this one should be starting in the second page, but it is what it is. Let's go to the next CV. My next CV is a iteration of previous one. Here now I have a summary that I'm front-end engineer inspired to work with app application, and also different things here. So in general the summary is more or less fine. However, nowadays I still would rephrase it by placing years of experience and also providing more context about me and about my work experience. Also here we have different bullet points such as 5 years in front-end software engineering and also exceptional in communication self-organization skills. It looks very weird, however, companies back in the time placed exactly the same requirement into their vacancies. Also here I have expert knowledge of JavaScript applications, also added React, HTML and also even GraphQL, which was quite new technology back in the time. What is important to mention that even with this CV consists of 2 pages, I managed to start working at Preply. Back in the days there were not so many competitors as now. However, the CV was more or less efficient back in the days. Also here I have experience with CI, supporting employees as mentor, so it's more or less showing me as a senior engineer or maybe middle plus. But again, as we started using Figma here, it completely makes no sense to include Photoshop and Illustrator here. So I would leave only Figma or maybe even deleted the whole bullet point. For professional experience now I have correct order. Here I have latest experience, technically the company where I worked back in a time. Below I have previous company where I worked. And below this I had freelance. And here on the third page I have different achievements. Here I have a course link to my React course, also article in Preply engineering blog, and also other experience, such as volunteering from previous CV. But as you can see now CV takes 3 pages, which is too much. However, this CV was sufficient to work in my next company, Fiverr. And this is how my CV looked after Fiverr. Here I have 2 columns, even a photo and everything on one simple page. On the left part I have contact information and all the skills. Also below I have languages and also publications and certifications. Trying to compact it in this corner. On the right side I have senior software engineer title and also quite big summary describing overall my experience. And here I have information that I'm senior engineer with some years of experience, and basically here I describe my experience and also my impact on different product companies. And here I finally started having correct structure of my achievements and my experiences. So if we take an example of one achievement in Fiverr, we have following structure. Initially action, led and develop part of big company release. Then I have result, help to reach 10 million gross order amount. And in the end I provide context by proper system design and coordination in cross-functional teams. And this is exactly the needed structure for us to create efficient format of specific achievement. And both for Fiverr, Preply and also other companies I have completely the same structure, but describing different aspects of working in those companies. So somewhere it was business impact, somewhere it was speeding up other engineers, maybe improving test coverage, but in general the structure is very efficient. You provide the action, you provide result, and also you share context. And this is how currently my CV looks. As you can see here, I got rid of many different things. So first of all, I don't have photo anymore. Also, I don't include title. So my title senior software engineer, it goes here in professional summary. And here I also have list of contacts. But here I have a website because I have different channels, different interesting activities, and so as not to overflow this section with many different links, I placed everything to my personal website. And here on the website I have all needed links to all relevant resources, such as this YouTube channel for example, also LinkedIn again, and also Medium blog for example. So here profession summary is a bit rephrased, so as to include all needed information without repeating and still occupying not much space. Here in working experience I also included Spark, at Riddle, my current company, with different achievements. And as my work experience grows, of course that will occupy more and more space on my CV. But as I want to place everything on one simple page, I have to compromise with professional summary or maybe deleting some of the items of previous companies. So as a result, this CV is very simple. Here I have my name, contacts, professional summary, different detailed experience but still occupying not much space, and also very important skills section. And in the end, education. So I don't place any links to my certificates, my courses, nothing like that. If everything from this list needs to be checked, it exists on one simple link on my website. So this structure is much simpler, it doesn't have that fancy design, not many columns, and also it's ATS friendly. Having information in multiple columns in your CV can also impact your ATS score. And as a result, this CV is very simple, it's very easy readable by ATS and also by recruiter or any human. And as a result, everything is placed on one simple page, it's easy readable and it has more than enough information. That's all I wanted to tell you about CV. As you can see, it's a very repetitive process and you always will include more and more changes into your CV. Because initially our goal to make it simple but also very efficient, especially nowadays in era of AI and ATS systems. So I hope this video and my recommendation, they are very useful for you. If so, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel and also leave comments with your thoughts about this video. I want to thank you for watching this video and see you later. Bye!